Hello, kamusta? My name is Rando and welcome back to another Gundam video review, and today we're taking a look on the high-grade Iron Blooded Orphans 1/144th scale, that is the Gundam Gusion Rebake series. From the Mobile Suit anime show Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. Seriously, a small high-grade model kit like this with that ridiculously long name, and I'll get to you guys why I call this the coffee mobile suit. So anyway, before we get to the mobile suit itself, let me give you a little bit of a warning. This video is gonna be much shorter. If it is shorter, I would like to apologize. I just don't want to particularly fiddle with this model kit, and I'll get to you guys later why I don't want to play with this model kit's articulation and posing that much. So let's move on to the box. So as you can see right here, this is a high-grade Iron Blooded Orphans model kit, and from the front of the box, this actually looks amazing. The design of the box and the overall color and aesthetic is much more different, as we can see from the high-grade Z-Gok, which I reviewed in the past, links in the description. And this is very much more different than any Universal Century kit. Again, this is a Iron Blooded Orphans model kit. This is much more different than the Universal Century kits. This is a different timeline, different story, and different theme, so it separates itself from the Universal Century in more ways than one. So as you can see, it is indicated Iron Blooded Orphans, and Sotsu Sunrise and BS, I guess that's the name of the sponsors that they had to produce this model kit. And as you can see, Iron Blooded Orphans Mobile Suit Gundam, check out that anime. I highly recommend it. And yes, I did finish it from Season 1 to Season 2. Very heartbreaking, very dark, and I'll get to you guys later why. Iron Blooded Orphans Mobile Suit Gundam, blah blah blah, the usual shite. And we got here the Japanese name of the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City, and we got the full name of it in full English. And from what I know, I did watch Mecha Guy Kotsu's review of the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City, and it says here that it actually says Furushiki. Again, it is not a particularly bad model kit, but I could not disagree with its name in Japanese as Furushiki because the articulation, I'll get to you guys later why. So here it is in the underside of the box, if you're, underside. So we got the rear view of the model kit snapped together and out of the box, and as you can see, very cool looking mechanical detail that you can see from the mobile suit with a little bit of a panel lining. Again, I'll get to you guys to that soon, why panel lining is a must have in your model kits. And there's an action pose that I would really not like to touch ever again if I ever do that kind of pose for this guy. And we got some of that wrist, the different wrists that you get from this model kit. Actually, it's not wrists, it's the manipulators, the hands of the mobile suit. And then we got its main weapon, we'll get to that later. And then this, and of course this is the most unique feature of the mobile suit itself, and I'll get to you guys later about that. And then more details about what you can do with the mobile suit, the side over there, and you got a website wherein you can visit the Gundam page. I don't sorry about that. And then there are also some other option sets that you can actually kit bash with this particular model kit. And kit bashing is a very common thing with the Iron Blooded Orphans line because you can mix the weapons of various model kit sets with another model kit set, and it goes particularly well with both of the mobile suits and the model kits themselves. And then we got the same one on the side. So without further ado, let's crack this thing open and let's see how many runners we have inside. So first off, again, this is a model kit that I purchased off from Lazada. Check out, guys, the Gundam official store in Lazada. And of course, if you don't like to visit in Lazada, you can always visit it in Shopee. They offer great discounts when it comes to sales in Lazada and Shopee. I recommend you guys going to there if you live here in the Philippines, order there or order from any other Gundam online shops that you can get this particular mobile suit. They offer it in a cheap price. And that is very common with the line of the Iron Blooded Orphans model kit. So here's the paper that I said before. Basic tips from how to make Gunpla as to what we had with the Z-Gok, because coincidentally enough, I ordered the Z-Gok and this Gundam Gusion Rebake at the same time. So yeah, same seller, same features that you have inside, and we got the manual. But before we get to that, here is the one of the biggest abominations about this model kit. Stickers. This is a pure sticker hell mobile suit, and I'll get to that later why. And then we also got this. Whoops. We also got this. I'm covering that up because that might be private information, but we'll not be getting into that. Let's get into the main spotlight of this model kit. Not actually the main spotlight, like the thing that you use to build that spotlight. That's actually a very poor segment over there. But anyway, so here's the front page of the manual. I think this is the front page of the manual that contains the information about the Gundam Gusion Rebake full city. Again, ridiculously long name. That we got Akihiro Atland, or Space Gods as we call him, who pilots this beast of a mobile suit, in which he's actually a beast himself. So let me just zoom there so you guys can pause it and read it at your own accord. And then there's the anime version of the mobile suit itself. And again, very beautiful looking mobile suit, very militaristic. And I'll get to you guys later about that detail. And then we got information about Akihiro there. And when we crack open the manual itself, here are the runners that you get with the mobile suit itself. So it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runners, and then we got the stickers. So I guess that makes it 6 if you're gonna build the overall mobile suit. And here is the ridiculous part about this mobile suit. It is a very, very, very long manual. Well, if you're gonna compare it to a real grade, that is. This is one of the longest builds that I ever did on a high grade model kit, and no kidding, it took me around 3 to 4 hours sitting whole day, not actually for the whole day, like half the day, creating this mobile suit. And that does not include the panel lining, the nub mark cleaning whatsoever, applying the stickers. So it's a very long process, a very beautiful looking manual. It's technically much more different than what we have with the Z-Gok itself. And when we turn it on the back, we got the details as we get from the box itself, and much more of that action pose that yet again I despise so much, and I'll get to you guys later why. And we got, this is the most unique thing about the high grade Iron Blooded Orphans model kit. They have an inner frame for each and every mobile suit that they have. Well, technically not all, I believe. I guess there are mobile suits in the Iron Blooded Orphans line that don't actually have an inner frame, but yeah, these line of high grades, actually they also have the 1/100, the Herm, the master grade, that have a much more detailed and functioning inner frame than what we have with the high grade. But yeah, a very impressive feature for a high grade model kit is the presence of an inner frame. And also we got there the color palette which they used for the particular mobile suit. And let me show you, whoops, my chair moved, sorry if you heard that. So let's remove some of these papers and show you guys the runners that this guy comes with. So we got 1, 2, whoops, the polycaps got stuck, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So this guy comes in a total of 5 runners, and that includes the polycaps. And I'll tell you why I don't actually like polycaps in model kits, particularly in any 1/144 scale mobile suits, because again, this is a Iron Blooded Orphans model kit, and I'll tell you why I don't really like the idea of putting polycaps for the joints of a model kit. So setting the box aside, let us now get to the main event of this video review, and that is the Gundam Gusion Rebake full city itself. Now, before we get to the different points of articulation, the accessories of this model kit, let me give you a little bit of a background about the mobile suit itself. Technically, the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City was originally the Gundam Gusion piloted by space pirates known as the Brewers, which hunted down and had an encounter with Tekadon and I think the Teiwas as well. Was it Teiwas? I haven't watched Iron Blooded Orphans in a while, so I did kind of forgot the names of such characters. But anyway, the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City was the Gundam Gusion, which is a green, bulkier mobile suit in which it wielded a hammer. It was big, it was fast for a fat mobile suit. And then after it was defeated by Barbados, spoiler alert, after it was defeated by Barbados and that the Brewers were taken over by Tekadon and Teiwas, the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City was actually scrapped off of its old armor, and it was found out that there was an inner frame just like the Gundam Barbados itself. It was refitted, it became the Gundam Gusion Rebake. It was not yet the full city, but the Rebake. That is the rounder variant of this mobile suit, and for me, it did kind of look off for it to have these wings to be round and not this angular. But yeah, it has its first appearance as the Gundam Gusion Rebake, wielding the trademark armor, the extra arms, and then the awesome weapons that it has. And then fast forward to the later episodes of the season, the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City appears in all of its glory. A much more militaristic, bulkier, and angular looking mobile suit. Much better than its predecessor, the Gundam Gusion Rebake. But hey, I also love the design of the Gundam Gusion Rebake itself, but unfortunately I do not have the model kit itself, but probably sooner or later I'll get it. So here it is, the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City, and let me just give you a little turn, and I'm sorry I don't have any kind of turntable, and the detail, the color and the mechanical the mechanical details of this figure is awesome, cool, and anime accurate as it is to the concept design of the mobile suit itself. This does not separate it far from its anime version. It is actually very detailed and very much accurate to its anime version, but the only thing that sets it off is the color accuracy, as you would see in the box. The color that they used on the actual model kit itself is a much lighter and kind of like a coffee color. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City. I read it once that its name was actually referred to as different coffee flavors, and it was piloted by the Brewers. Brewers, coffee, Rebake Full City. They just love coffee, and who doesn't? I love coffee as well. But for this particular coffee to be getting loose over time when you play with it, I don't want that kind of coffee, because before we get into the articulation, let me just point out to you guys that this was actually not my first Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City. This was the first Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City that I built. Hold on, there we go, for comparison. And as you may have noticed, the stickers, some of them are already removed because I did disassemble this and I did want to display the inner frame, but I was like, this would look stupid, so I would just display it with the far side head on. And also, before we get to the articulation, let's take a look at the accessories of this mobile suit. So as you can see right here, let me just put the mobile suit closer. There is the open head variant, and I love the design of this head sculpt. The eye sticker, these camera stickers are not that bad. They do not fall off. The eye stickers are a hell to place in there because they're tiny and they're separated by piece. This gray mouth part is a sticker, and as you can see, this fins right on the top. Yeah, the stickers are not actually the best quality when it comes to these fins, but yeah, we also got some stickers here on the shoulder, stickers on the feet, and these white parts on the arm, these are stickers. These gray and white ones, they're stickers, and on the side skirts right here, hold on. As you can see right here, these are stickers. They're not that bad, but they do tend to fall off over time if you are not careful with that. And let me just set it aside. I don't want to actually fidget with this model kit with even the slightest touch, because this model kit, when you fidget with it too much, the joints, as you can see right here, it's already loose. And that was a mistake that I did. I played too much with the articulation of this model kit, and over time it became loose, and I would not recommend doing that if you have a model kit with polycaps in it, because it gets loose over time. But hey, you can always modify these guys, add a little bit of super glue, tighten up the joints with whatever adhesive you have in your home. But remember, there are specific adhesives for you to modify these joints to be solid and very tough to be articulated with around. So let's get to the accessories of this guy real quick. So first, for the accessories, we got this 2 pairs of manipulators for the model kit, and this, as you can see, let's just wait for the camera to focus. As you can see, sorry for the nub marks. So as you can see, come on, focus, there we go. It is slightly angled than what you get with the usual wrists for the, hold on, it would not focus. Come on, focus, baby. So yeah, well, let's just, but anyway, yeah, these manipulators are much more angled than what you have with the standard wrists for the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City, to accommodate for its accessory, which is right here on the back. And as I am taking this off, let me mention to you that yes, this model kit has 2 heads. I used the long range head of this variant for this guy, so it would look kind of like the Gundam Gusion has its far sight mode on, and then the close range mode in different sides. And also this part right here, same stickers, and then you got, why would it focus, hold on, there we go. These orange fins that you have with the close range version is actually a pair of stickers, and they're not that bad, but again, they fall off over time, so it kind of makes the model kit much more crappier, but it's not that bad. So we got here the main event of the model kit, and that is these huge pair of scissors. You just fold it out, snap it in together, then you can extend these handles like so. Then there you have it. The Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City's main weapon are a pair of giant scissors. This right here is actually a giant pair of scissors. Right now, this is just a part of the skirting armor for the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City. It is actually a light plastic. You would not expect it to be heavy, but because of the amount of backpack that this guy has, it actually weighs down the model kit over time if you're gonna be fiddling with it. So this right here comes with this piece, which you can remove and have the Gundam Gusion Rebake hold it like a shield. But I'm not gonna get into that, because here's the thing why I don't want to post this guy and show you guys the full extent of him holding his accessories like this. I actually had a first Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City model kit. I'll show you guys right now. And over time, I was not really careful about this guy and end up getting so flimsy, very loose, and actually the forearms here are missing. You want to know why? These forearms right here have a very weak sets of joints that if you are not careful and you like push it in a certain angle wherein these parts are getting forced, it's gonna break, because it is only held in a one-sided part. It is not held by 2 joints, so it's gonna tend to break if you're not careful. But we're not in the articulation. Let's get with the hands first. So let's just move this broken one aside. But anyway, since this is the broken one, let me just show you how he can hold his accessory. Let me just... And as you can see right here, he's able to hold the shield in that manner, but it doesn't actually works well as a shield. That is why you got these pair of hands to actually show the full potential of this weapon. There's actually this part of the Gundam Gusion wherein, remove this part, oh gosh, hold on. So this part right here, oh god, this part right here actually comes apart. Hold on, it's much difficult than I expected. So yeah, there we go. The Gundam Gusion Rebake actually has a pair of brass knuckles for each arm, but I'm not gonna put it together like that, so I can just show you guys. It won't focus, hold on. There. So these pair of brass knuckles have a very cool sculpt in them, and it is actually shown in the anime itself, but I forgot what episode it was. And in this part right here, we can put it back on. The Gundam Gusion Rebake actually has a pair of cannons. Hold on, I think I'm not... Yeah, it's this way around. I'm sorry. You can actually... He actually has a pair of cannons, and he actually has a pair of cannons in each arm. One per each arm. So let me just put the other one. Where is it? There we go. So there, you have the Gundam Gusion Rebake ready to beat up some Iron Rod ass. I'm just trying to be cool there. Please don't laugh at me. So I'll just actually add an old footage of me doing a articulation review of this guy, because I'll be honest with you, the articulation of this model kit is not that bad, but when you are not careful, it gets floppy over time, and everything comes loose if you are not careful. So I would not recommend handling this like an ape or giving it to a kid, because you don't want a tough looking mobile suit falling apart over time. So the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City has the standard articulation as you would get from any Iron Blooded Orphans model kit. His head can turn from side to side that far, can look up that far and look down that far. His head can actually pivot front and back, not side to side. His waist can rotate. His waist has a degree of rotation, but it can only go side to side because it is limited by his arms. So let me just... So his arms, his shoulders can rotate like so. His elbows, his shoulders have a swivel in them. But I wouldn't recommend you guys doing that so you won't break the joint of your Gundam. And here we have an elbow joint that goes back that far. He also has a ball joint on his wrist which can rotate and swivel around if you want to. And of course we mentioned the waist swivel. These things right on the back has these joints on the flap that can move around. It can go up, it can move in and out. As the other side, it also actually works like that. Now, these side skirts actually come in one solid joint, but you can split them apart so his legs can, let me just angle it, can kick in front that far. Since this butt flap is actually limiting, he can only have that standard front and back kick like that. He can move these side skirts up, which can also swivel from side to side if you suppose. So this guy actually can split pretty far like that. I won't recommend it yet again. He has a knee bend. His feet can point in and out. These ankle guards can move up and down. His feet can actually pose like that. And he gets some ball articulation here that can angle the feet from side to side, and you can rotate it. And that is all for the articulation. But before I forget, the articulation on the arms, on the extra forearms of the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City is actually almost the same with his arms, except that his wrist, with the same as his wrists, except that these wrists can actually fold up and down, but I'm not going to be able to show to you guys because this model kit right here has a very fragile articulation, and I would not recommend you guys fiddling around with these parts right here. Yet again, the reason why this other Gusion Rebake Full City has no arms is because I messed with it too much. I had fun with it. It broke because of the thin plastic that it has. So, same articulation. This can actually fold in. Let me just fold his arms in. And there you have the Gundam Gusion Rebake's Full City. Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City's arms closed in and folded in like so. And I don't want to open it up like that because I only did it for the video. And the reason why I don't want to play around with this model kit that much in the video review, because this guy is so fragile. You don't want to be messing with this articulation, because if you're not careful with your hands and anything, and if you're irresponsible with handling your model kit like I did to the previous Rebake Full City, it will end up losing his forearms or ending up having a very loose waist, which this figure right here is actually already showing us a few symptoms of. But all in all, I can say the Gundam Gusion Rebake Full City is a very, very good model kit. It is a great high-grade Iron Blooded Orphans kit, and I would definitely recommend, if you are an Akihiro Atlan fan, or let's say an Iron Blooded Orphans fan, I would recommend that you guys actually get this particular model kit. You will enjoy it. The build is fun. Yet again, don't play with it after you build it. Pose it in a certain way, the articulation will not suffer, and modify the joint so it would not fall over. It will not fall off over time. So again, my name is Rando. Thank you for watching this video, and if you did like the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more upcoming reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'm sorry if this video is rushed. I just wanted to get it over with this model kit because it's fidgety as hell.